Welcome to Whiskey and BBQ. This is our first of a set of how-tos. So I always say that cooking and barbecuing is more of an art than a science. You got to know the science first. So today we're going to go over how to set up a charcoal snake for smoking a pork butt, like the video that you're going to also be able to see today. I'm a firm believer that whenever you take a bunch of science and mix in a little art and showmanship, that's when you get some magic. So, first thing we're going to do is start a chimney. For a smoke, using a snake method, you only need to light 6 or 8 coals. Weber chimneys have this really great grate at the bottom of them, but it's angled up whenever you use it properly. Flip it upside down, you now have a metal bowl. Take your starter, drop that in. Grab your 6 or 8 coals, put that on top of it, and then you'll just light it up. Simple as that. Now, I like being overly aggressive with lighting things sometimes, so excuse me for a second. Magic. See what time it is? So I posted about the charcoal snake a week or so ago in some Facebook groups, and got a surprising amount of people who said, why would you spend that long setting something up? Well, you saw that time. It was 14 or 2:16. Let me get this one and make sure I have the right time whenever I'm done. Yep, still 2:16. Ready? Whenever you're doing your charcoal snake, one thing to always keep in mind is that they need to lightly touch. They don't need to overlap. They don't need to be like falling dominoes. They just need to barely touch each other. Stretching them around. If this is your first time doing a snake, I would start from one of the grate clips to the other one and just time it. See how long it burns. You can test your different kind of charcoals that way too. I'm using the Weber charcoal, the Weber branded charcoal for this one, and I'm only using it because I bought a Kettle about a month ago, the Blue Performer behind me actually, that had a bag of it in it. Some other people commented how whenever they do it, it never comes out very well. It's probably because they're trying to stack everything at once. Just keep going around, making sure that they barely touch. The way the snake works is one coal will light the next coal, and then light the next coal. Please tell me we turned the mic on this time. Yes. Okay. Well, you know, we live in suburbia hell. Well, not after we moved in. Alright, first layer's done. There's a couple different ways of doing your wood on this too. One way that I like to do is just take little pencil-sized sticks, kind of sprinkle them around. And we'll do about half the snake this way. And you don't need to do your entire snake in wood, because especially if you're wrapping something, it's not going to take any more smoke once you wrap it. Alright, that's enough doing it that way. Just remember, they just have to lightly touch. And I know some people are going to say, oh, well, he shaved off time because he stopped putting sticks all the way around. Yeah, I'm also stopping while I'm talking to y'all yahoos, too. I'm even going to wipe my hands off to give y'all a couple extra seconds of how long this takes. $14.21. What, 5 minutes? It takes me longer to start some chimneys. And oh, by the way, that chimney back there, that's what's going to start this. That's still going. We started it beforehand. While that's still getting up to temperature, show y'all something else you can do. Once you put the grate on, just like you saw me do in the pork loin video where I had the chunks of wood just sitting directly on the grate to provide some smoke, you can do the same magic with this one. Just take you a couple pieces of wood, spread it around on top. As the charcoal's burning, it's going to make that slowly smolder, so you'll get a good burn off of that way. Some people also use just chips that are spread throughout it. You can really put the wood however you want, but make sure that there's breaks in the wood. You don't want to have a steady pile of chips all the way around. How I do my wood like this, it makes it to where that piece will burn, but it doesn't light the next piece of wood either, because the wood will burn faster than the charcoal will. And if you do that, then your snake will start cooking all the way around, because the wood will light the next piece of wood, and that'll light the piece of charcoal. It's suddenly got a 400-degree grill. No bueno. We'll see y'all back in about 5 or 8 minutes, because that's taken so long to start up. See you in a minute. It took me 5 minutes to do this, and the chimney's been going for about 15 minutes now. Coals have started, they're nice and cooking now. We can start our stack. So literally, all you do is take your coals, put them at your beginning point. Get the parts that are lit touching the parts that aren't. You're looking for the ashed over parts. That one didn't really light. Oh well. One more piece of wood just to get it all started. Take your grate, put it on. Now, whenever you're doing this, there's a couple things you need to do beforehand. Set up a set distance, either 10 stacks or in between two of the holders like I said earlier, and do one test burn to see how long and how hot your particular kind of charcoal burns. Next, and I'm lucky enough that I'm doing this on a 26-inch kettle that I took the lid holder off, so I've got a cool little hole in it. So, what I do, put my handy dandy wireless thermometer on the grill. Here's you. And I put that, and I keep that directly opposite of where the coals are burning. Why, you might ask? Well, whenever we put the lid on, it's going to look like this. Meat probe thermometer. You're going to put the lid on, and you're going to have your exhaust vents, which are the ones on the lid, on the opposite side of the grill, from where your coals are burning. Your thermometer that's on the grill lid is going to be directly above the burning coals, which means you shouldn't trust that at all. Trust your thermometer that's at grate level that's next to the meat, and you're going to kind of split the difference in the temperatures, because there's going to be a little bit of a difference side to side on this thing. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Remember, a lot of science, a little bit of showmanship, making some cooking magic. See you next time.